Welcome into the Spiritual Evolution Podcast. My name's Brian, and today I wanted to just talk about a few things. First of all, I wanted to say Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Christmas is such a beautiful time of year for families and for communities to get together. And I just want to reach out to the people who maybe aren't able to connect with their family or are with their community. Um, and you may be one of these people out there. And today's world has really caused us to be more and more isolated. But with Christmas, we can say that Christ is truly with us and has truly won a victory over the darkness. The sun has truly won a victory through Christmas season over darkness. And we can see this as a physical reality because December 21st was the darkest day of the year. And we now have longer and longer days, which means more and more light. Every day that we wake up, there is going to be more light all the way until June 21st. And this is really why the solstice holidays are so magical, is because there is a connection between the soul and the world. And when the sun wins victory over darkness, our soul rejoices as we also win that victory over darkness in our souls. And this is why we celebrate the Christ being and the baby Jesus coming from the spiritual world, a spiritual world that loves us so much and loves you so much. You who are out there potentially by yourself now watching this video, the spiritual world loves you so, so much. And they are always there for you. And you can cultivate a relationship with the Christ in today's day and age consciously. And the more we study spiritual science and anthroposophy, the more we can cultivate this relationship, the more we can have a conscious intellect and an intellectual understanding that can actually penetrate down into the feeling, into the will of our everyday lives. And if we can cultivate a feeling of love for Christ, we can cultivate a feeling of love towards everyone because Christ is within all of us, whether people are conscious of that or not. But it is up to us in today's day and age to cultivate more and more a conscious relationship with Christ. And um, more and more, I think people are beginning to do this actually at their own pace and at their own style. I think more and more into the future, we will have to come to anthroposophy and to spiritual science, not as a dogma, not as a religion, but as a revelation of a way of life that we can connect with, that we can cultivate our lives with, that is the truth, that does send us healing power. And I think that many people are traumatized physically, mentally, in their soul, in their energy bodies of their life forces, so much trauma from the smallest things to the biggest things, whether it was COVID or anything that has to do with that. Maybe it was the vaccines. Um, and I think that spiritual science actually can help us heal from literal physical damage I think it can penetrate that deeply because when we study spiritual science, we are connecting with spiritual beings who can bring us healing power and healing energy. And like I said before, they just love us so much, whether it's the seraphim, the cherubim, the thrones, the Kyriates, the dynamis, the exousiai, the archai, the archangels, the angels, your guardian angel, Michael, the archangel who has become an archai, Christ, Christ in our soul, Christ in the etheric world. He's attached himself with the earth evolution for the end till the end of time, till the earth disintegrates and we move on to the next planetary stage of the earth. Christ will be with us all the way through to the end, and we will walk with Christ and we will know spiritual science without having to learn anything. We will know the truth. We will be able to see into the spiritual world more and more, into the future. And this is why we need to study spiritual science so diligently and with so much respect and awe and reverence, and why we need to change our lives to be more moral and to be better people and to change our will and to cultivate our willpower and to control our thoughts and to control our feeling life so that we're not all up and down with the roller coaster of life that is sent our way. We need to do this because more and more into the future, we will be needed by the people here on earth um, to heal, to help heal the earth and to help heal other people that will come to us with their problems. And um, as we cultivate ourselves more and more spiritually, whether it's in this life or the next life, we will see Christ in the etheric realm. We will meet Christ, whether it's after our incarnation here on earth, but we can only meet him in the time between death and a new birth if we study spiritual science and we understand the Christ being and what he provides and what he does for us in the spiritual world, which is so much that Rudolf Steiner was able to bring this as a revelation through Michael, through Christian Rosenkreuz, and through all the initiates of the Rosicrucian order, as well as the anthroposophical and theosophical movements, as well as just his direct connection to the Christ being. It's very humbling to think that we have the ability to study these things. And it's not easy. It's not an easy task, that it can bring fear and anxiety to study the spirit, to study all of these things regarding sleep and death and demonic beings and celestial hierarchies and, you know, ancient sayings and philosophies and myths and legends and things that are all connected through spiritual science. They're all connected. And that's what Rudolf Steiner brought to the world. He brought a connection from our ancient past all the way through to the future, even. And for us to understand what that holds is such a gift. And the gift is being attempted to be taken away right now by the adversarial forces. And those forces are are strong in the physical sense. They're strong in the sense bound nature of the world, but they are not strong in love. They are not strong in morality and reverence, and they are not strong when it comes to understanding on the deepest level the Christ nature and the Christ being. Because what the Christ brings to us during this Christmas season, he brings us new life. He brings us a new chance every day, even every hour, as we make our mistakes in the world, as we sin and have error in judgment and in our actions. Christ brings from the spiritual world a sense of resurrection. He can truly be by our side if we can understand why we wake up the next day and feel like we have a new chance and a new opportunity. If we can consciously understand that that is the Christ with us in our soul, in our everyday lives, giving us a new opportunity, that as bad as it can be and as bad as it can get out there, and as isolated as we might feel in this world, that Christ is our best friend and he's with us. He is truly there, and you can feel the presence of Christ in your daily life, in the resurrection that you have as an individual. And that's really what I wanted to bring to you on this Christmas. Please enjoy the Christmas holiday with your family and spread love and cheer and good tidings, and have a great week and weekend.